Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Yuan, and this channel is all about daily life of me who living in Canada as an immigrant. As immigrants, I have immigrant to Canada for 15 years. I've lived all over the Canada cities, from west coast to east coast. Thank you. And today I just want to come here to talk about an appointment, finding about apartments. This is it's a fancy apartment here in the downtown of Langley City. Yes, you see all the apartments here. This one is a pretty good one, just behind me, and it's in front of me. That's a quite newly built apartments, condos. And this side too. This side's and the bit right beside the apartments. That's a city park, City Central Park. There, it's called Douglas Park, which is they host all kinds of events during summertime. I think they have one event going on right now because I can see those tents were setting up around those around inside the park. Yes, so I'm here to talk about the rent, the recent rent, because I have living in BC. Right before BC, I'm living in Calgary, Alberta. So I will have share some experiences with you guys about the cost of rentals in those two provinces. So first of all, the first difference, first people are looking for the rental. Where you go to where the landlord posts their empty apartments or the vacancies, where they post it. And second of all, where people are the habits of people looking for those apartments. So there's a difference between province of BC, British Columbia, and province of Alberta, AB. When I was in Alberta, I was using Kijiji because it's more of a popular website in Alberta. Most of the people, there's more resources, more posts on Kijiji. But when I came to BC, first time I'm looking for the rental places, but I wasn't find a lot. Like there's not much of resources or information posters on the Kijiji. So I just by doing some research, I found out that most of the people, they like to post their stuff on Craigslist. So there's two websites. If you're in BC, you probably want to go to Craigslist, because Craigslist, there's more people. BC people tend to post their apartments for rent on Craigslist. For people in Alberta, they post their stuff on Kijiji. They do have some of stuff on Kijiji too here, but it's not as popular as Craigslist in Vancouver, BC. So you will have much more choices when you go on Craigslist. I think that in both of the provinces, there's more of there are more professional sites that you can looking for, and they are interprovincial companies that post their fancy or at least good apartments on those designated rental property sites. Therefore, if you're looking for high-end apartments, you probably tend to go for a rental.ca. They have they have standards, so the pictures more professional done, and descriptions and more information will be posted with that property on the website, so you have more thorough understanding of that unit or that property on their designated rental.ca or other rental, just solely for rentals on website. But Kijiji and the Craigslist, they have more variety over there. So you can find looking for employment on Kijiji. You can find a stuff to sell and to buy second hand on Kijiji, in Kijiji and Craigslist, and the vehicles also are apartments. So this and that website, so it's about more of middle to lower price range of properties on Kijiji and Craigslist. So, but keep in mind that when you are BC, you are looking for BC properties. You're better off to go to Craigslist. Craigslist have more options if you're operating on a tight budget. I think right now, because one of my intake is because people they're more used to find a job and sell their second-hand stuff. They're more used to that kind of website, because Craigslist and Kijiji, they were older. They have a more older history. Older people, they have a tendency to use those websites, unless there's real like rental agents, property. The companies there will be keeping. They will form their own websites. They will construct their own websites to getting more fancy looking of apartment to be able to get to rent out with higher prices. And so, if you're just immigrants here, you want to find a place to just get through by. For now, my suggestion is going to Craigslist and Kijiji. Depends on which province you were settling in. So, and that's probably because you are going. If you're going to Kijiji, one thing I have to mention that if you go to Kijiji or Craigslist, the property you find that this mostly doesn't go through the agencies, so their price is a little bit lower. They will be lower, and that you have more. You can figure out. You have to find out extra information by your own. But most, because the rental agreement, tenant agreement, and laws are protecting you for. So you have to just shop around by yourself. So what was I talking about? Yes, Kijiji. So it's more simpler because you have more options. If you're as a new immigrants, then you're better off on Kijiji or Craigslist, because those property owners, those tenants, those landlords, mostly they're posting their own apartment on the website, because they didn't run in the property the rental website, because you take a lot of energy and resources to run a website, and they can just post on their because anybody can post on the Craigslist and Kijiji about their stuff. So, and a lot more simpler, because it's not as strict. It's not when they come to the credential requirement to get apartment. It's not as strict as those professional run the properties because they have the professional run properties. They have more. They will make sure there are more requirements. Yeah. Credentials. But it's for those owners, property you just for owner the rental owners, they just rent out their own apartments. They go through a little bit basic of credit check. Some of them go to basic credit check. Some of them not even better. It's just based on what you are presenting to them. So it's not more negotiable aspect when you're renting a property, a place. So there's more options over there. If in Chrysler and Kijiji, they have more like short-term rental, and there's a long-term rental too. Because short-term rental is most like a summertime during school breaks, because some of the school students during the summer they will go back to their own country, but they will post their vacancies on the website for only 3 months or 2 months of rent. It depends on the situation. Depends on the situation. Everybody's needs. For the ISA and Kijiji and Chrysler, that's the difference between these two provinces. Of course, the rental is much more expensive in BC. Yes, the law is this rental law that is it. The rental law, right? I think you call it rental law, is slightly different between Alberta and the BC. BC is more strict, so you cannot. They are illegal to ask your deposits more than 1 month of deposit, and your key deposits. But they are allowed to. It depends on the apartment. Some apartment they allow you to have pets, but some of them they don't. They don't. But I think BC have passed a law that they couldn't ask those pets law anymore. Every rental has to give out has to permit the pets. But it all depends on scarcity, right? So I think 2 years ago I was looking for places in Lanley. I wasn't able to find any good places. Right now on this on Kijiji Chrysler, there's less apartments for rent. Those less apartment, like high-end apartments such that I showed you earlier, less of those properties and more of like sub-units in the house or that kind of stuff. There's more of that, so you're better off. So you got information about that. And on that Chrysler, you can also find looking for jobs. I got my Amazon job before, 5 years ago. I got my Amazon job through the Chrysler. Even I talked to my co-workers, they don't believe that I got a job from Chrysler, but I did indeed. So that's why even Amazon knows that there's so much people were surfing Chrysler, because you can post your stuff. You can do some. You can do a lot more stuff just other than the renting and buying. Thank you. This is event here. I don't know what is the event about. Maybe it's music, art. Okay, it's outdoor fine arts fair. Guess the arts. I don't know that much about art. This lady looks like he's drowning. the school right there, Douglas School. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Summer. One thing I have to mention, worth mentioning, is the summer between BC and Alberta. BC just so much variety of nature, trees, flowers. Alberta, Calgary is more simple. Grass, mostly grass, handful of trees, little bit of flower and different kind of flowers. BC is just beautiful. That's why they call it beautiful British Columbia. They got the name beautiful British Columbia for a reason. I can read the books and at the same time I practice my speak. I should dedicate to reading in the morning. Yes. If you want a success. Spanish speaking people from South America. There's more and more South America these days. Let's encounter more of those people. Some of the guys have made a gym. They don't even understand, they can't understand English. Try to have a conversation with them in English, they will no.